The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Boundless PodTrap movie review and the guys of the BPT. What you are about to hear contains spoilers to movies. If you don't want to hear these spoilers, please disengage your listening device at this time. If you can't handle those with a possible differing view on a movie, you may also want to disengage your listening device at this time. Stay tuned for a movie review that only the guys at the Boundless PodTrap can give you.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Oh, hey, I know you guys. How you guys doing today?
Not too bad.
Hey, you know.
Can't complain.
Welcome to the Boundless PodTrap
Boundless.
movie review.
You say the bombeless? You
The
can't
bottomless.
You can't say bomb on a podcast.
We're not wearing pants.
The
today.
Blondeless podcast.
Blonde.
This is also true.
The four non-blondes.
I'm blonde.
I say yeah.
Prove it. Show us your pubic hairs.
Oh, look at that. Jeremy, 10 seconds in, Jeremy's already talking about genitals.
That's what I do
Either
best.
dicks or fart, poop, whatever.
Okay, don't even talk to me about farts. There's somebody else here that's gained the...
Why does my microphone smell weird?
Because it's going to give you pink eye.
That's all you, man.
It's true. I already have pink eye from them.
I think all four of us had pink eye from you last week.
He thinks a lot.
Anyway, how you guys been?
Pretty. I've been pretty.
You guys seen any movies lately?
I did.
Besides the one we're going to review?
Just this one.
I finally
Really? I spent
watched.
4 days in the cinema last week. Or I saw 3 days. I saw 4 movies.
Did your mom not come pick you up?
No, my mom actually. I took my mom to one of them.
Oh, it wasn't it her birthday?
Her birthday's tomorrow.
My mom's birthday's tomorrow. Or my mom's birthday's today.
Oh,
happy birthday to
Happy
mommy.
birthday.
Everybody's mom.
Happy birthday,
My brother's
moms.
birthday's next week. Happy Father's Day. We're recording this a few days before Father's Day. Justin, happy Father's Day. Lonnie,
you.
happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Jeremy.
Mazel tov.
I have a cat.
Oh, I did something with your.
You
since
bought
we
the
were,
fiddle.
when we were going off a fart there. So this is what I got
boy.
you.
Oh, boy.
I'll be right back. I have to take a dump.
That was like the perfect fart.
I know.
I don't think
And it was
anybody-
real. Like, people are like, was that seriously real? Yes. It was, as Justin looked right into my sphincter as it was happening.
Let me try this one again. No talking. Don't laugh.
I'll be right back. I have to take a dump.
This house is clean.
His pants are definitely clear. Oh my.
Oh, those are my two favorite actor and actress combos.
Oh man.
Anyway. So,
Well-
nobody saw anything?
I finally saw the Predator, the one that I've kind of have not
Like
seen.
the 2015
the one with
whatever?
Adrian
I
Brody?
thought it was
Not that
all
one.
right.
That's Predators, but yeah.
Oh, with like the super predator?
Yes.
Okay. The super
was all right.
Yautja.
It was all right. It's
know-
better than Prey.
It's
It
not.
was better than Prey.
No, it was better than Prey.
I watched I like to put movies on when I'm at my place working on stuff, and I put Misery on.
That's a good one.
It's
Better book.
Yeah.
Yeah, great book. Movie okay. Great book
That's
though.
my favorite book of all
though,
time.
with the,
That and The Outsiders.
sledgehammer and stuff, that still
in the
gets me.
in the book it's an axe.
Yeah.
So she chops off his.
Yeah.
Oh.
She also uses his thumb is his toe or his thumb as a birthday candle.
Thumbs.
Yeah.
See, that's a little too far. I'm glad they didn't put that in the movie because I think that would
yeah, there's
lose
some
all
stuff that-
credibility.
Right.
That and The Outsiders are my two favorite books.
Dude, the book is so good.
Yeah.
I watched the Fangoria Awards.
I didn't
The
know.
Fangoria Bloody Disgusting Awards.
When was that?
It was a month ago, but they just they had them online. Terrifier and Damien won a couple awards.
The third one is supposed to go even further. I was
Yeah,
trying to
it's
direct
getting
that
a
one,
wide release too.
All I can say about Terrifier 2 is it was way too fucking long, that ending. It took forever. It was just too much back and forth between him and the girl. And
I think that makes it also. I haven't seen it, but for me, I think it makes it. It's like, whoa, this is a twist that you think you've already seen many times, but it's what?
yeah, it was just
Wild card.
It was
Wild
just
card.
yeah. It was just too many times of like, oh, he's dead. Nope, he's not. She's dead. Nope, she's not. And it was
Spoiler.
just like, Well, that's what this podcast is. I mean,
Well,
it was still a good movie. I mean,
Can we just talk about Terrifier 2 tonight?
yes, screw
I
Jaws
saw a
movie.
fucking terrible horror movie this week, and it was The Boogeyman. It is fucking awful.
I've heard real bad things about the Boogeyman.
The only good thing was the little girl, and she's the little girl from the Obi-Wan series. She plays Princess Leia.
Yeah.
She's really good in it. I also saw The Little Mermaid, Spider-Man, and Transformers this week. And I'm seeing The Flash tomorrow.
Are you like on
Batman
vacation?
across the no. I've been working 6 to 3, so
I don't know. I just don't have.
plus
the
I
time
get
to
3
do
movies a
anything.
week. I gotta use them.
We can save a lot of that for the next.
Little
podcast.
Mermaid is
Let's
really
get
Let's do
into
this
this
Yeah.
one.
No, sorry.
Let's focus this one. Hyper
I was
focus,
talking about movies.
magnified.
Anyway, we are reviewing today 2014's This Is Where I Leave You. So this was a movie that I've had in the holster for a while, but because it wasn't really streaming anywhere and I didn't want you guys to pay $4 to watch a movie like I did last time, even though it was on Hulu apparently.
Apologies.
Yeah, whatever. It's finally streaming. It's on Netflix right now. So I said now's as good a time as any to start this off. The synopsis real quick, and this is an IMDb one. It's pretty simple. After their father passes away, 4 grown siblings are forced to return to their childhood home and live under the same roof for a week, along with their oversharing mother, an assortment of spouses, exes, and might-have-beens. It's directed by Sean Levy, who you might know from Night at the Museum, Free Guy, which is hilarious. I don't know if you guys have seen that, the Ryan Reynolds.
I love that one.
Free Guy was
So
great.
good.
Tina Fey's in that one as
Yes.
well. And
Yep. Starring Jason Bateman, Tina Fey, Jane Fonda, Adam Driver, among others. So let's get into our ratings. I'm going to start with Lonnie. Lonnie, you're up first.
Why are you starting with me?
Because I have a little guess on how you guys are each going to rate them. And so I'm going in the order of what I think
I'm
you're going to rate
curious
them.
what yours is of me. I want to hear what you think.
I'll
I'm
write
gonna
it down
say
on a
first.
piece of paper.
No, I want to hear it first.
You're going to change it.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll write them down. Go
Okay.
ahead.
First off, before I even say my review, I have to say fuck you for picking this movie
Okay.
for multiple reasons. But the biggest one is because you actually made me like a fucking dramatic comedy. I went in. I like it. I had to force myself to sit down and watch this movie. And then when I put it on, I'm like, okay, this has some good people in it. I like Adam Driver. I like Jason Bateman. I like Tina Fey. I like Schwartzman. And then I was like, fuck, this is
I forgot
actually.
he's Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is actually kind of funny. Oh.
Do you think it's all because of the Jew part? Or
Yeah, did you really resonate with the
like,
Jew thing?
Like, you guys are welcome. Like, you gotta live
Shalom.
it. You gotta live in the life of a Jewish family for a while.
Yeah, they have to sit Shiva, which
Yeah.
you want to explain what Shiva is?
Yeah, it's just like it's a period of reflection. It's like mourning, but it's like
How many days?
7.
7.
Yep.
Shiva means 7. For those that don't know.
But-
for education.
was an awesome
For
part
education
when they
purposes.
explained that.
Yeah.
But for
We're sitting where our Christmas tree is.
and just and we'll get into this in all the movie, but for my rating, I give this movie a Shiva.
Oh, that's higher than I thought. I had you at a 5. I thought you were going to middle of the road this.
I like that. I like Jason Bateman, even though he plays
love
Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman, starring Jason Bateman in the story of Jason Bateman.
Jeremy, what do you think?
So, again, I've never really heard of this movie.
Nice touch by that rating, by the way, Shiva.
I watched the trailer to it, and it's like, okay, this looks like it's probably going to be one of those movies where all the good stuff was in the trailer. But no, once it started, I mean, it was good. I'm not usually like Lonnie. I'm not usually a fan of like dramatic comedy type movies, but this one actually, it's always something with Jason Bateman. Like, I feel his timing and everything is always just impeccable with whoever his co-stars are, and he's just his dry sense of humor and sarcasm and all that.
I feel
stuff.
like he's having real dialogue with his co-stars.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then not to mention, wow, Jane Fonda's boobs in that movie when she's that scene where she's
Which are fake, but we'll get
There
into
weren't her
that.
boobs.
but it still looked nice. But they did a good job. But it kept my attention the whole time. I enjoyed it. So
We talking about the boobs or just
yes, both. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give this an 8.5.
Oh, wow. I do it a 7.5. Justin.
was that me?
Yeah.
All right. So I think Jeremy has kind of said something like this before, but like you do this thing where a lot of us like the movies that you pick. Most of us do.
Well, like I said, I
really
try to pick a movie that it has bigger names in it that people would know, but haven't necessarily seen.
Yeah, there's something I've noticed about myself as we've started doing the movie reviews, and this is what I've appreciated about you, because you pick these movies with strongly charged dynamics, not just for like the actors themselves, although they lend well, but the writing is very thick. It has some substance to it. It's like movies like this where it's an easy or simple solution, but sometimes where there is no solution at all. It's like, I also don't like movies that always has like a happy ending.
Right.
I'm not saying that this didn't or did. You can take it or leave it, however.
Right.
whatever you pick.
It's not a set in stone, like copy and paste happy ending.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel targeted.
I love your
Lonnie
movies
keeps
too.
it fresh.
Keep you on your
But
toes.
all four of us bring a different movie, and that's what's good about the four of
Yeah,
us.
and I
is
think
it's
That's what makes it boundless, right?
oh, I get the name now.
Thank you. But no, kind of echoing what Jeremy said, Jason Bateman, extremely natural actor. Also echoing with what Lonnie said, pretty much the same character every single time. But he's
Nothing
not
wrong
one of
with
those.
that, though.
No, when you do it right.
He didn't play that same character in Air. I don't feel. Jeremy, you saw that, so do you feel like he was he Jason Bateman in that movie, or was he just
In what? In Air?
Air.
Oh.
He was less Jason Bateman.
It was like he was
Yeah.
like a grown up, matured, in a way, Jason Bateman in that movie.
And I don't like it. No, I'm just kidding. He was good. He was great.
Worst performance ever.
But yeah, with his acting, I mean, being the central role of this whole film with the sub characters around it, like a very natural chemistry with a lot of people. I did really like it. I know some people say that they've watched this like a few times a year. This is like their Christmas movie or something like that. I'm like, it's not even Christmas. It's,
Yeah.
you know, but I will give it a 7.5.
I had you at a 7, so that was not
A
bad.
Shiva 0.5. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, there you go. So the reason I wanted to bring up this movie is it is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's fun. It's not like laugh out loud funny like a normal comedy would, but it's funny, it's sweet, it's touching. It's got a great cast of people. Like we can go for days on the cast of these people. I felt like the script was great. I felt like it had genuine dialogue, and I just feel like this movie was underrated. And everybody I've recommended this movie to likes it, and so that's why I wanted to also bring it up on the podcast, because the Rotten Tomatoes scores, critics 44. We don't ever pay attention to critics anymore. They don't fucking know anything anymore. But the audience was at a 60. So, I mean, that's what, 3 out of 4 people that like it, or no, 3 out of 5 people that like it.
Yeah.
You know? And so I found that weird, because anybody I've recommended this movie to absolutely loves it. So I was curious what you guys had to think. And the fact that Lonnie had it higher than I thought is, you know, I'm about to pat myself on the back a little bit, you know. This is one of only 6 movies I give a perfect 10 to, because this movie is, and it's not my Christmas movie, but I have probably watched this 24 times. So
Gotcha. Which gives us a BPT rating of 8.5.
ooh,
Oh, I guessed it right.
I think part of what I like about Jason Bateman is he talks like I would talk to a person, like especially that scene where they're sitting Shiva and Tina Fey is trying to get him to.
All about the divorce.
Yeah, and he's like, take the words out of your fucking mouth. But
There's a lot of that's, I don't know. Tina Fey and Jason Bateman, there's a lot of movies where you see people who play siblings and it's like the chemistry that they have is like that. You guys have a different chemistry. These guys, like, it's real. It's real. It comes
right,
off
yeah.
as, you know.
Do
genuine.
you know the order of age they're supposed to be in this movie? I was confused about it.
Cliff the Bald is the oldest brother.
It's supposed to be the oldest.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be the oldest, but he's actually, younger than
both
Tina
Tina
and Jason.
right, yeah.
But he is the older.
So he's supposed to be the
You-
oldest brother. And then I think
Our
it's supposed to
listeners
go-
would know him from, he's the bad guy in Ant-Man. Probably would be the best.
Yellow
Yeah.
Jacket or whatever.
Yeah, Yellow Jacket.
And then I think Tina Fey is supposed to be the next.
Yes.
And then
And then Jason.
Bateman,
and
and
then
then
Adam
Adam
Driver.
Driver.
Right. Correct. I think for the longest time watching it, I thought that Tina and Jason were reversed.
You know, you kind of get that, but then later in the movie when Adam Driver does
Yeah.
his speech about
Yeah.
her being ahead, you
Yep.
kind of get that feeling that she was the more of the mature ones.
This makes me want to read the book too. I have it on my list to like get, you know.
They definitely
but
took
the library
liberties.
hasn't had it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
They
guess
changed the name.
The name was
yeah, because they
Foxman
couldn't
and-
get the rights to it.
I'm like, the whole story is relatively the same thing, but I mean,
right.
I think when there's like one of my favorite movies called Last Days, which is, sorry, Lonnie, it's pretty much the biography of Kurt Cobain. And
Hey, I mean, people are allowed to like him. Just because I don't doesn't
This
mean
actually-
You don't like him either?
I fucking hate that.
I don't
man.
like
this actually
I hate
made me-
Nirvana
Nirvana.
either, and I hate anybody that likes Nirvana. Fuck.
I like probably
you,
2
Justin.
Nirvana songs.
They got some
I
good stuff.
think there's 2 I like as well.
10 Years
But-
was a great cover of Heart Shaped Box, by the way.
They're the actor who played the
the name
Cobain,
of
but
my
they
favorite
couldn't
book.
they couldn't get the rights to it, so they had to change the name. And he actually has his own band, Michael Pitt, which is a band called Pagoda, which I think is far better than Nirvana. But they
That's
changed the
not
names
saying
here
much.
Right.
as well.
Real quick before we start getting into things, favorite character?
Oh, Adam Driver by far.
Really?
Same.
Oh, I'm situational. I think it would be Adam and maybe even the little kid.
The little kid is so good. in this
Oh, I
movie.
did
So
really,
random,
I
but
did
so
really
good.
like Boner
I like
as
Jason
well.
Bateman and Adams pretty close.
Favorite actor, definitely Byrne.
Oh, Rose Byrne kills
Yeah.
it in this movie.
She kills
Absolutely.
it. When I saw that her name was attached to it,
Tiffany
then,
Oliphant also does really well in this movie.
oh yeah, actually,
Schwartzman does great.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because
Dax.
Timothy
Dax is, the little he's in it is great. Yeah.
Timothy Oliphant, like he's one of my. I didn't realize how much of a favorite actor he is of mine, but it's like he deserves a bigger part in this. But like I think he played it.
Well,
beautifully.
did any of you look up who the original cast was supposed to have? Like Zac Efron
Yeah.
and Leslie Mann and stuff like that. But
And,
then Steve Levy got a hold of the script and
Or
basically
Amy Adams. and all
yeah,
that.
yeah, Amy Adams was supposed to be part. Steve Levy got a hold of it, and he had worked with Bateman and Tina before, and Tina read the script, and she's like, "Yeah, man." Jason was like, "Yep, let's do it." And then the pieces just kind of fell around him. Like this cast is, you'll recognize almost every single actor in every scene, almost. You know, if you've never seen this movie.
So yeah, it starts out Dax Shepard. He's kind of like the douchey satellite radio podcaster, if you will.
He fucking gets into it in the beginning, yelling at the listeners.
But he's like so. Like, he's got that
yard
red
full
pill.
of rope in his pants.
He's got that red pill mentality, like one track mind. But he starts off like getting the Powerade from Judd Bateman, and it's like he's the one who's kind of giving him that handoff, I guess. Red means stop. It was a red Powerade. But yeah, no, he was an asshole. Then he goes and bangs Judd's wife.
Yeah, he's sleeping
on her birthday.
His
Quinn.
boss is fucking his wife, Quinn, who I've only known from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, he bought a custom cake for her and
Yeah.
then tried to like surprise her, get off early while she was getting off early.
Well, they were fucking to
Yeah.
Tupac.
So it's like that kind of pissed me off a lot. Like when it comes to cheaters and shit
Yeah.
like that, like ooh,
Well, obviously, I've
Yeah.
you know, I one of my favorite lines though is in that scene when he's like, "How long?" And they both answer at the same time, and he's
First
like,
time.
"First
1
time,"
year.
and he's like, "A year," and he's like, "How long?" He goes, "First time
On our side.
on our side." There's just little things that I notice like each time I rewatch it. But yeah, Dax is fucking Jason Bateman's wife.
Hey, would now be a great time to go over those numbers?
No, this is not.
How long?
Judd,
How long?
this is the first time. On our sides.
So
So when Judd is trying to get out of the
fuck.
office because he's trying to move early, and Shelby, the security lady, he's like, I could try to get you out here by 3. What direction is 3 on a clock?
the right.
Right. He's always trying to do the right thing. And,
Oh
Get
my
out.
lord.
but yeah, no, within the first 3 minutes, you kind of see the hurt like on his face, like that
Do
just
you? Because I'm pretty sure his facial expression has never changed in his acting career.
No, you
Jason
can see
Bateman's?
it is, yeah.
Then you just said you liked it.
I did. I like his face. It never changes.
No.
It's consistent.
How long?
Who would you pick, Quinn or Penny?
Penny. And that was my thing. When I saw Rose Byrne was attached to this, I was hoping it wasn't her. I'm like, fuck, it's going to make me not like Rose Byrne because she's a fucking
she's
cheater.
wonderful in this movie. She's aloof. She's
Yeah.
strangely weird.
And
Strange, a little strange. That's what he said.
yes, I was trying to think of the line.
Yeah.
On the ice there. Strange.
This is one.
This is where I leave you.
Yeah, this is one movie of a very few that actually I got teary eyed. I didn't cry. There's only 2 movies I've cried
Specify.
at,
I didn't cry though.
but I came close to it when Jason Bateman and Adam Driver at the end are saying their
Are
goodbye.
we doing
and
this
they
ironically?
put their
Sure,
their
you can
foreheads
afford it.
together and stuff, and just the fact that it chokes up Adam
Yeah.
Driver's character and he has to go away. It's just like, oh wow, that gets you a lump in the throat.
I'll see you later, little brother.
All right. Are we doing this ironically, or we can tell ourselves that? Okay, good.
As off as Adam Driver is, there was like, I think his scene kind of made me sort of tear up when he's talking to his sister, well, Tina Fey, and he's like, she's talking to him in the backyard, and he's like, well, you're the voice that I hear in my head. It's like, you're the one who raised me. Like, anytime a voice of reason comes by, like, you're the one who kind of tells me to, should I do this, even though I do it anyways, or...
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You're so not fine.
You know, sleeping with your shrink does not technically make you a relationship expert.
Yeah, but I am an expert in you.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Yes, I am. You raised me. You're the voice in my head. It's not Mom. It's not Dad. You.
Really?
Yeah. And sometimes I just wish you would shut the fuck up!
He's got the best line in the movie to me, Adam Driver, and it's the, "What's the matter with you? Do you think before you speak?" No, that would take all the fun out of it.
My favorite line of his is touche, pussycat. Takes one to know what.
So yeah, their dad died, so they have to get together, room up in their old house, which has all their memories, and kind of everybody comes with their own issues, their own problems. So, and I think the whole clusterfuck helps, and you get to see the relationships with them sort of unravel, tie things up, or untie things. But yeah, his whore wife is trying to call him the whole time, and he keeps on like ignoring her.
Yeah, so Jason Bateman's wife's cheating on him. Tina Fey's married an asshole husband. Like, you don't really get too many details.
He's dedicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corey Stoll's character is there. Him and Catherine Hahn, they can't have a baby, and then Adam Driver's just an immature person dating his therapist. So
yes,
or his Connie
mom.
Britton.
Or his mom.
Connie Britton, another amazing actor.
Dude, she's such a babe, too.
I like her in American Horror Story.
I like her in Friday Night Lights.
But yeah,
Brian, who listens to our podcast, big fan of Connie Britton as well. Hi, Brian.
He kind of reminds me of Corey, too.
Brian does?
He's
not that tall.
He's between Daughtry and
Corey Stoll.
So after Bateman, Judd, after Judd is ignoring his wife's calls, his sister calls, and it's like, hey, Mom wants to set Shiv up. And he's like, but Dad's dead. He's like, yeah, it's a good time to set it up.
Yeah.
Listen, there's something else. Dad wants us to sit Shiv up.
Dad's dead.
Yeah, apparently that's the optimal time to do it.
Ask them 3 times to remove this awful tube. We give the man his dignity.
And she rips the fucking catheter out of his dick.
Yeah. So yeah, you were talking about Jane Fonda's
boobies,
which were fake.
Oh, she's a novelist or whatever.
Yes.
Well,
novelist.
A writer,
therapist.
Whatever. They make a lot of books based on their history of sex and stuff like that. So that's just setting it up for the viewers there who haven't known it. But yeah, she's ridiculous. She overshares a lot. She talks about how she misses her dead husband's penis and how big it was, and the kids are all embarrassed all the time. But
We made love on our first date in his car behind the Texaco station.
Oh, shit. She's telling the Texaco story.
Mort left the air conditioning on, and by the time we were done, the battery was dead. We had to call my father to come and give him a jump start.
Maybe they want to hear about some of his hobbies. The stuff that's going on fossil fuels is just really sexy.
God, the passion, the creativity, the angles.
Jesus Christ.
Mort knew his way around a woman's body.
Mother.
And the sheer size of him. Circumference.
Mom.
I don't mind telling you, the man was hung.
That should have been the headstone.
Clearly she lost more than a husband.
That's a Jewish mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess on set, she was kind of trying to flash her boobs and stuff to onlookers. And, I'm like, she sings fun.
Sign me up. She
yeah, so it's like a whole chess piece that starts at the neck.
Oh yeah.
And goes all the way underneath or whatever. Yeah.
What does Jason Bateman say when her robe?
Can you tie that up?
Yeah, he's like, hey, you do know it's a double.
And at the end, he's like,
at the end, after they have their moment, he's like, I'm glad you tied that up.
But yeah, I like how they're trying to negotiate Shiva. He's like, you are all grounded. It's like, can't we just do it? That's what Shiva is. It's 7. Sit for 7 days. And
I'd do 4.
It is kind of cool how they just the closeness that the family has because they're in that same house, like how that was portrayed. I felt like, wow, that I know. To me, I like being around family and to be in like the same household so close together. Like I enjoy things like that. I thought that was portrayed very well in this. And I kind of relate to Jason Bateman because like whenever we go to like my sister's house, I'm always stuck in the basement.
Let's say, would you sleep on a bed that was bent that way?
I've slept on worse, but it's just like, it was kind of like, I can relate to him. And I mean, even just like his relationship with his sister and stuff like that. It's like, that's kind of, I had similar fights with my sisters growing up and similar things like that. So I think they really did hit the family aspect,
family dynamic,
making it seem believable. Like how you had said earlier, like, you know, Tina Fey and Jason Bateman, that brother and sister.
When they get close and they're actually doing brotherly gestures and, you know, brotherly sisterly gestures and stuff, it doesn't come off like, you guys look a little different here. This looks more romantic than it does, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But there's a few correlations leading up to this part. So, I mean, when you have like a cheating spouse, let me go into that first. One thing I cannot stand is about like people who cannot respect other people's, if you want to call it property, but it's not property. I mean, like it's a contract that both of you guys are in when it comes to a relationship. And if that's not established, first off, it's like, it's hard to trust certain friends who are constantly going, I guess, towards your spouse or significant other. It's like, those orbiters or stuff. And like a lot of that responsibility is also on her or him.
Right.
In your case. What?
Fuck? But no, I love to see people get what they deserve. And it's like when you mess with another person's spouse, but you expect like no retribution, like there's two types of situations that could happen here. This could happen like how he did, where he just walked away, blew out his candle, or it could be like Matthew Lillard and SLC Punk, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, he just mocked curb stomping someone.
Yeah.
Because this is a radio show, not a visual.
So you got like I guess he's not doing the business. I mean, so there's also a level of responsibility he has to take with himself. But
now Tupac stuck in my head if we're reliving this scene right now.
You got the Powerade, you know, he doesn't have that vigor. It's supposed to give him that little umph or whatever. And you see like the breathing tube, which is like he's kind of hard of breathing right now. I mean, this is kind of, I feel, is correlating to himself. Like he can't breathe. He's stuck. He's trying to, you know, go. He's down in the dumps, which also he ends up in the basement in the bottom of it. But the world is on his shoulders. It's too hard to carry.
Why do they have to stay? They live a half hour away.
I like the little dude too. He's like, "Have you been drinking all day?" And
oh yeah, when they first meet him, he's like, "Mom said shit in the car." He's like, "You been drinking?" He's like, "Yep, all day."
And he just
profanity and alcohol.
What's up, little man?
Mommy said shit in the car.
Shit?
Yeah.
Oh. Have you been drinking all day?
Yeah.
So we started out with a little booze and a little profanity, Mom?
Then Adam Driver's introduced.
He's always like,
boner.
Yeah, boner.
Ben Schwartz was pretty much the only Jew in this.
That like actual Jew.
Yeah.
The rest were just Jew-ish.
Yeah.
Ben Schwartz, you guys might know him as
John.
What's his name? John Luke or whatever. No, John.
Slowly but surely, it's kind of rolling through everyone and catching on.
And the little kid's like, "Poopy," and he throws it.
Oh yeah, and then
where are the wipes?
Barry gets all fucking pissed off.
I'll save that theory for later. There's a theory I want to.
All right,
can't wait.
So. No, let's hear it now. You can't cock tease us like that. Let's hear it.
All right, so they're all sitting shiva. I'm trying to progress us.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
We're still stuck on the first scene.
So Adam Driver being the youngest of the group too, like he's constantly trying to like ball tap, you know, not tap.
Yeah. He was late to the funeral. Yeah, all that stuff.
And I love his entrance with that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's listening to DMX when he rolls up in a Porsche.
Roll out, run into the funeral. Shit.
I shall not fall. He maketh me to lie down. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still water. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will feel no evil. Excuse me. Thou art Parker. Thou prepares a table before me.
Adam, funny story. Adam and Corey used to, on set during the lunch break, take that car out and not drive it, obviously the speed limit. They were fucking around on their lunch breaks, but I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, I probably would do that too if a Porsche was on set.
Right.
Like, nobody's watching this. Okay, see you later. So yeah, Adam.
Yes. Yeah. Timothy Oliphant is also introduced in around this time too.
You say elephant?
Oliphant.
Olafante.
He plays Hori Callan, which was Tina Fey's or Wendy's husband at one point before they
ex-boyfriend. They weren't married.
Or boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah,
They
they live across the street.
They both see. I thought they were together, and she was cheating on him for some reason, and it's just that like she was still attached to him or whatever, or still like that was.
Yeah,
her
you
love.
find out later. Like
But he
Timothy's
sent
character has like a brain injury from an accident. You
Right.
find that out.
And it's like he
later.
understands that, and I did like his ending too because it's like he's the guy who's suffering with everything. He's
Yeah.
the one who has like this brain injury. Like he'll walk into a room and not realize what he's doing. Like he'll pick up a tool and it's like, why do I need this?
Dude, that is, I laugh at that scene every time because he just chucks the tool into the woods, and I just like picture like his mom going to like get a screwdriver or something. Like, where the fuck are all the tools?
She's standing
It's not like
in the
she can ask him either.
Yeah, right.
standing in the garden and a wrench flies by her. She's like, what the fuck?
But at the very end, when it kind of, this is the plot. We're going way too far, but like going with this conversation here, where
That's right. Everybody knows they're getting spoilers. Right.
yes, when the mom turns out to be a lesbian, you know, the whole time.
You
with
guys
her
didn't know that?
caregiver. Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah, he's
"Oh,
just
you
eating
didn't
an
know that?"
apple. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you didn't know about that?
Yeah. It's like he finally knows something. Like he knows something everybody else doesn't. You know?
I guess this is as good a time as any.
Did you guys not know about that?
I like when he also at the end when he's like, "See you, boner." He's like, "Who said that?" You said that.
Corey
Oh,
said.
all right.
See you, boner.
Are you kidding me with that?
Was it you?
Yeah. All right.
That was a swerve I did not see coming at the end.
The lesbian thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, what?
That was interesting.
Fuck.
Because it teases it a couple times. Like they have a fight, and that's right before Tina Fey and her like snuggle, and then she's like, "Oh, these boobs are actually comfortable," or whatever. Like you don't really think about it, and then at the end you're like, "Oh, that's what that fight was about." Like she wanted to tell everybody, and she didn't. You know?
She walked off. Yeah. So during the intro, when everybody gets into the house, Phil and Paul they get into a fight, and Judd ends up getting a shard of glass into the face.
What are they fighting over?
What were they fighting over?
Judd used to date Paul's wife,
yes, yeah.
Catherine Hahn's character, and Philip likes to bring that up.
But yeah,
and
so he
tease
gets
them about it.
He gets a piece of glass stuck in his head.
What does that symbolize?
Glass is kind of like peering through. It's supposed to be like clear, honesty, clarity, understanding in his head, in his brain. Head.
Yeah.
It's supposed to symbolize a...
Somebody switch me seats right now.
It's supposed to symbolize a transformation because glass is made from sand and it's two different things and becomes clear at the end. Hold my hand.
I would have
Grab my
loved
hand.
to have heard your wedding vows.
She's still giving them.
It's a window to see perspective between his feelings and relationships that are present with his family.
Fuck your feelings.
Can I just say something like not about this movie?
His
but
boss and his
I think it's funny that no matter whose movie it is, when we do these reviews, we all are looking to Justin the whole time to like lead this thing. Like none of us are saying anything
he
else.
takes
and it's just-
over. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to move it along, but he keeps going back to this first scene.
All right, so at the end here, the scene closes off. The kid kind of drops a deuce on the front steps. That's kind of like the next morning. Walks out like he's so free with that. Just drop it.
Yeah, the kid's
Boom.
like potty training, so like in random scenes, he's just like dropping the toilet.
That's-
Right after he breaks the news that she's pregnant or whatever, and he's sitting there and he's like,
And I just love how Jason Bateman doesn't even acknowledge it. He's just like staring at like, yeah, this is it.
This is it. That
It's
might
kind of how I
be-
feel about like with my family. Is like theirs isn't as
They're
chaotic as
shitting?
mine. Sorry. Yes. Sometimes my older brother has shit in front of people. Like he'll try to fart and then like load his pants. I'm like, dude, why are you trying to?
Speaking of farts,
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
not yet.
what does the poop symbolize? The kid pooping symbolize?
Yeah, you said
it
you had a
symbolizes-
theory about that.
All right, so the symbology of the shit,
Symbolism.
the symbolism of the shit in relation to the house in this movie. There's many things. So you see the first shit. It gets thrown at him at the very first time. God damn it, my mic has.
I was wondering when you were going to fix that.
Even your mic is so flaccid.
I was trying to go away. So the shit, the first time it gets thrown at us, as the viewers or whatever. All these things are going on inside and it gets thrown out. All right. The second time we see it, it's on the front door. It's more inviting. After some things have settled, we have to open the door to actually handle what the problem is. And this is Jason Bateman trying to come to his or work through his issues. He's unraveling some things, his feelings, you know, not necessarily also with his whore wife, but with his family and with his, if you want to say constant with infatuation, more so on Rose Byrne's character, but him too. The third time we see it, it's at the back door. So after Quinn surprises Judd unannounced at their parents' place and drops the pregnant bomb, sometimes shit happens unannounced. And even though processing what's going on in the back of it all, it stings. It's still there. It still leaves a stain. So that's what the shit, every time you see that, it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. Thank you. Oh, stop. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Where's our comment cards?
We got a notepad right in front
Might
of you.
actually fill one of those out for once.
There is more shit in this one than there was in Begotten, so.
Was there?
Are you sure?
Because there was quite a lot of shit falling down those guts.
From picture up to picture wrap, that was a bunch of shit.
So definitely an upgrade with Penny Moore, played by Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne, yes. She's fantastic in this movie.
Yes, I always wanted to see her, and I don't know if they have yet, but her and Jessica Alba, they need to do a movie together.
They need to do each other.
They need to do something together, and I want them to make it happen. So Judd finally comes out to the family after a while. Like he's been keeping all that bottled up, not trying to expose.
Well, he didn't do it on by choice.
Yes, he was kind of
Tina Fey was kind of pestering him.
Don't you feel bad for that old lady?
That old lady who's just like, how's it going? He's like, oh, my wife's a whore.
You tell them,
how much
or
I
I
hate
will.
you right now.
You
Shut
tell
the
them, listen,
fuck
I
up,
love
please.
you, and you
Stop. Get
tell
your
them.
hands off me,
You
please.
tell them, or I will
Oh my
tell
God.
them. Tell
I
them.
will pinch you.
Tell
I'll
them.
punch
So,
you.
Judd,
Where is
Stop
that
it. Get
beautiful
your hands
wife of
off me.
yours?
She's gone. Quinn is gone. It's over.
It's a little bit complicated. Or maybe it's not that complicated. She's been sleeping with my boss. I walked in on them having sex in my bed, so I guess it's not that complicated. It's simple. I'm divorcing her whore ass. How are you doing, Mrs. Applebaum?
Wasn't that the same
Is that
interaction
good?
where
Yep. And then afterwards, yeah, right? She's like, yep. You happy now? Yep.
older brother has to do like a timed sex slot, whatever, just because she's taking the
His sex is on a
which also
schedule.
doesn't make sense because she said she's taking injections, but they don't know if he's sterile or anything. It's
right,
like,
and a real doctor would know both sides before they give an injection, yeah. Facts. Facts you can only learn here on the Boundless PodTrap.
Yeah.
From Justin.
But yeah, for a guy who works with technology to broadcast communication, he seems to realize he has more wires crossed with everything that's going on. His flow of communication is somewhere deep inside of him, and it needs to process things. It needs to unravel that cord.
Hell is with the voice right now.
I'm trying to make it more inviting for the listeners.
Sensual.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a sensual.
my pants are off.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's a sensual voice or the Taco Bell that's giving me the shits.
Hey. So,
Well,
Cradle.
first of all, it's always the Taco Bell.
I do have some cheese over here that I could
I
eat at any time.
Okay, hold on.
Isn't that going to mess you up?
Before we go any further, I don't know if he's setting us up because, like, I almost just grabbed this toy to start playing with it, and I don't know if we're being timed till we do.
Something's happening because, yeah.
What are you doing?
Drumsticks, and I've been playing with them like a lot. So
What are you doing? I'm glad he has it.
Because I'm just like,
Yeah, I
okay,
have
I'm
lotion
gonna,
and
No.
tissues on my table.
So before prepping, this is going to go offside here. Before prepping the studio space, I put some drumsticks over by Jeremy's desk. I put a little like puzzle game, little rolly ball type of thing, something a little bit more
Stimulating.
stimulating. Yes, for Lonnie. Surprisingly, he hasn't. I don't think he's touched it.
I just almost did, but then I'm like, nope, there's something involved.
Jeremy's
with
got
this.
his shit in his hand. Over on John's desk is
He's got his
lotion and
shit in his
tissues.
hand.
And I'm surprised. I'm actually
Well,
happy.
I also have a drum pad.
Yeah.
But it's not working. Like, there's no sound.
You
Like,
have to connect a audio device in it. So if you unplugged your shit to put it in there, you can. Otherwise, if you put
I'd rather listen to that than you. So
speakers. Moving back on. So Cradle and All. That's the book that.
You didn't you fucking tell us. You said, yeah, I put those things there. Why?
Do you want to know the meaning for it?
So we knew where to sit.
Yes. Plus the names on the microphone say something, whatever. I mean, you know where to sit, but
I just have the purple one.
I did kind of consider that, I did want to sort of time, but I didn't time. I thought this movie review was more important than nagging
Thanks.
with your guys' mental.
Fucking with us.
I feel like we're going to learn more
So-
about this in our next podcast.
So you were waiting for the kid with OCD to get so curious he had to say something.
Oreo cookie dreams?
You two haven't broke yet. So I think John's going to come before you play.
Hey-o!
Don't. And I've already said horror a few times, and I'm surprised he didn't do anything yet.
Yeah,
so.
I know. We were talking about cheating whores.
All right. Sorry, back to the podcast.
Jeremy, I think, said something that I thought was pretty. No, I think it was John.
Fuck you.
One of my favorite lines.
You get no credit, bitch.
The Christmas tree?
Yes.
Yeah, I said
when they're trying to sit Shiva.
You can't leave this house. We're saying Shiva.
And
You're
Tina
sitting
Fey.
where we
Sitting
put
where
the
they put the
Christmas
Christmas
tree.
With the Christmas tree.
Thank you.
She's closer to my age than yours.
Well, I'm not as young as you like to think, Mom, and neither are you.
Hey,
Hey,
I just want you to understand there is no version of this scenario that doesn't end badly.
kind of like this conversation?
which ends right now?
Right behind you.
No, you cannot leave this house. We're sitting Shiva.
Mom, you're sitting in the same spot we put our Christmas tree.
But that's, when you live in a mixed religious household, that's kind of how it is.
Well, yeah, you got like 40 trees in your house.
We got 11, yeah.
One
We
for
had
every night of
12. We
Hanukkah.
gave you one.
You did, yeah.
So that night
have one,
they.
too.
Sorry, go ahead.
No.
That night, the siblings. No. The siblings sneak out to go to the bar, and Penny ends up showing up. Which,
Penny was at the bar already. Yeah.
Yeah, and they sort of run into each other. And this kind of confused me because
Well,
I don't know.
So
if
they
the
ran
talk
into
was-
each other. Penny was introduced when he went to go pick up Hori from
The
where
shop.
he works. Yeah, the shop that the dad
Altman.
owned. Yeah, the Altmans owned.
Foxman's.
Yeah, excuse me.
Grocer.
Foxman, yeah.
It's both. The movie is Altman, but
Why was he standing so high up when he was sharpening the skates? It was like he was like on a ladder.
he was on a
sharpening.
ladder.
Why? Like that seems like not safe.
You're
when
asking a guy with a brain injury why?
Yeah,
That's
right?
true.
But yeah, he met up with Penny pretty much at the bar. They kind of sat, and this is what confused me. So there would have had to been a conversation told there, unless Paul knew that, or Adam Driver knew Philip, thank you. If he knew that she was going to be at the skate rink, because the next day he pretty much.
Well, I think it's common knowledge that's where she works.
All right, see, I didn't know that. That wasn't explained.
Yeah. So when he takes off with Jason Bateman with Judd, and he drops, it was planned that he would drop her out because he noticed. There's a scene when they're at the table because Paul has to leave because he's got to have sex, and then Tina Fey goes with or whatever, and it's left with Judd and Rose Byrne and Adam Driver, and Adam's kind of looking at the two of them like, you guys should probably hook up or whatever, So then obviously that leads to his
he's sort
plan
of social
where he kind of
engineered it,
drops
yeah.
him off, yeah.
But I didn't know if there was something explained or because I know that he knew that she skated at one point, but
yeah,
I think that's when he found out that she worked there. That's what was my.
I think that's just the town. It's a smaller town, so they just know that she works there or whatever. But
so yeah, Judd gets a visit.
Or there's a conversation off camera. You never know.
Yeah.
Like you were assuming.
That's what I was assuming. I was assuming.
You were assuming that.
That's what he.
I see what you're saying now. My brain got there.
Thank you. But Quinn, his whore wife comes in.
His whore wife.
She's staying at a hotel.
Yeah, because Judd won't answer her phone calls, so she has to come there.
So there's some important news that she needs to tell, which I've already revealed. She's pregnant.
She's with child. And it's not Dax Shepard's because he is sterile.
For a guy who's overcompensating,
Yes.
like he's not man enough to, And that pissed me off too. It's like she's trying to talk to him, trying to get back with him or whatever.
Yeah.
But when she actually goes into labor,
No, she has that scare, like she was bleeding or
Yes.
whatever. Yeah.
When she has
she
the
calls
scare,
him. and
she calls
Yap.
Judd and she calls his boss. And so they both arrive. It's like, no, fuck you.
When
I'm
Dax
done.
showed up, I was so
I'm
pissed.
done.
Were you really? Like,
Yeah, I
really?
was.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this
Because they
guy.
were having like a moment there, and then he walks in. But I love everything that happens like after that.
Oh, yeah. How much did he pay? $40, whatever, for a
$43. Well, he was gonna. He's like, but then they did it for free.
Right.
He was gonna give these. So they get in a fight in the lobby, and
sort of get
and
pushed
Adam
out.
Driver has to jump in, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And Tina Fey punches him in the face and shit like that. That's a princess cut. You're gonna let your sister punch me in the face? Yep, and I got her purse.
Who the fuck are you coming in here with this middle part at your age, barking orders at everyone?
Who the hell am I?
Yeah.
I'm Wendy Altman, bitch.
That's what happens.
Yeah, that's a fucking princess cut. Fucking clown.
Are you kidding me?
Dick.
You have your pussy. You have your sister hit me?
Oh, I got her purse.
What I was so unrealistic was so all these college guys, they flip his car, Dak's car,
which were avid listeners at one point, but it's like, well, he's a piece of shit because he's
because they're like, what do you do? He's like, slept with my wife.
And there's like, this one's on us, because he was going to give him like $43, whatever it was. But they flip his car. And then when Dax comes out, it's like he doesn't care.
Well, because it's one of many cars.
Well, yeah, but it's just like, and then he just walks away. It's like, realistically, you're leaving the scene of a crime, kind of. So it's just like, I don't understand how you can
I just like what he says. He's like, yeah, that's probably not drivable.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a walk. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's too much for me. They're talking about a heartbeat. I think they're all in on this. I don't hear nothing. Dax is pretty good at playing a sleaze.
Yeah.
I don't think he really knew he was in a movie. I think
I think he was just talking to Jason Bateman.
Like, I love
they
his
were
character.
friends because Bateman worked with Kristen Bell on a couples retreat, and Dax was there. So like they hung out for like 4 months in Bora Bora.
Right. They
must be rough,
right?
Dax does
Like
play
Adam
an awesome idiot, like Idiocracy. What's the one in the woods? The
Without a Paddle.
Sure. Is that it?
with
my God,
Matthew
I saw,
Lillard and Seth Green.
Yeah,
I saw an advanced preview of that movie.
But the dude's intelligent.
It was
like he's extremely smart.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he has a podcast in real life
Yeah,
too.
right.
And
That's how I know he's smart.
And he got Kristen Bell.
Oh yeah, because having a podcast is a good judge of your
Yes.
intelligence level.
Which by the way, Lonnie, you fucking, out of all the people I work with, why did you have to tell the lady cashier that you were my husband?
I didn't know if that was going to get back to you or not. I'm checking out at Jeremy's work, and I put the stuff on the counter. And she's like, "How are you?" I'm like, "I'm great." I'm like, "I forgot my discount card, but I'm Jeremy's husband." And she goes, "Oh." She goes, "Do you have your phone number?"
Are you making an intelligent joke on him or her?
Her, because she. So finish your part.
And then she's like, "Do you have your guys' phone number?" And I'm like, "Oh, I picked the wrong person." I'm like, "No, no, miss, I'm joking." And she goes, "What?" I'm going, "We're on a podcast together." You have a podcast?
Yo,
Yeah.
dude, I'm telling you, she is like,
you're like, sit down,
nice lady, whatever, but
Don't worry,
she
she'll
doesn't
never find
comprehend.
this.
But I went up there to get a drink, and she's just like, "So you have a podcast and a husband?" I'm like, fucking Lonnie. I was like, "We have a podcast," and she's like, "Well, he was saying he was your husband." I'm like, "Well, he likes to say a lot of things."
It's like, we divorced.
Yeah. So, anyways, back
won't let me
to
go.
to the movie.
Pretty much after this, Wendy and Hori pretty much talk in the backyard.
What a weird name.
Yeah, Hori.
Hori.
If I ever have a kid, I'm naming it Hori.
Not like his
That's my
Hori
ex's name.
wife.
That bitch.
I hate that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
There it is. Okay, boom. All right.
I don't even know where we are at this story.
Tina goes into the backyard and talks, and I love that scene. This is probably one of my favorite scenes too, because like, just that sense of cognitive desolation, that emptiness is like, Hori knows he has a brain condition, but he doesn't want the relationship to continue.
When he
because,
throws the tools.
Yeah, because he feels he will be the burden. He's the one who's going to hold him back. So he accepts his own loneliness. But it's like when there's like that mental synapse or that disconnect or something like that, it's like, fuck, like kind of how we were talking about with Robin Williams and all that. It's like, this is what I was also thinking with that. But yeah. So at the closing of that scene, there's these blue empty chairs like in the back, and they kind of like look at it for a second and walk off. But I thought it was beautiful because in this context, blue can suggest depression and loneliness, especially with the empty chairs. In dreams, empty chairs can represent a missed opportunity or a lost connection, that being with Hori's life and the relationships. But they can also represent feelings of isolation because he knows he's so much different now after the brain injury. But yeah, I felt really bad for Hori. It's like he's there. Everybody...
I felt bad for them as like, like almost star-crossed lovers. Like
it's like even when
you can tell there was like a real love between that couple at one point, and that accident really fucking. And she was in the accident, you find out, but
he's
nothing
the one
happened to her, and so like all the
she had
on him.
I think there was a scar or whatever that because she pointed to it.
Yeah, but I mean, It's not a brain injury.
And like when she woke up, that morning, with her husband, and he had a dart off or something like that, and
I can't stay here for 7 days.
Yeah,
Barry's
Horry's
such
outside
a
the
dick.
window, and they kind of like have like this little glance and wave at each other, and it's like, it's so close but so far,
Which seems creepy because it's like he's across the street and he's looking in her window like he hasn't done that a time or two.
Right?
So
I
it
thought
was
that
just
too.
like-
I was like, how many times have you watched her jerk
Yeah.
out?
He doesn't know.
That's true. He doesn't know any better.
He knows. He's just playing everybody with this brain injury.
You guys didn't know about that?
So Phil ends up dropping the bomb on Judd's most current update with Quinn being pregnant.
I love it. I love
family.
Bateman's reaction. Jesus, fuck!
Yeah. And Annie pretty much gets pissed off. Judd's ex.
Oh, yeah, because she can't get pregnant.
Yeah, she's been desperately trying to have a child, and it's like it's so easy because he doesn't necessarily want, not that he doesn't want one, but he's not looking. He's not trying.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting it. It just falls into his lap. But
Which
Annie
seems to be just how life works for a lot of people, There's
Annie-
people that can try for 20 years, and then there's people that fucking have 8 kids with 8 different dads because they're fucking whores.
Whores.
I'll let you.
They're all.
What?
I'll let you.
They're all.
I'll let you put it in.
See, I don't do that because I feel like I'm gonna disturb your kids upstairs. So I don't
Just do it quietly.
I don't do that stuff anymore. I've grown.
Wow.
Thank you.
Fuck that shit.
Okay. And it's gone.
It's on loop.
So I think this is probably a lot of our favorite scenes when they actually go to the synagogue, the temple.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They go to temple.
And like, so he had the conversation with his mom, Judd did, and he's like, I didn't think I needed the coat again. But it came out
He
all
borrows his
wrinkled.
dad's jacket,
So
yeah.
he takes his dad's jacket, and then like he's sitting listening to Boner give this little speech. And
But that
reaches
is
in
so
his-
funny. He's like, yeah, let's get pumped up. All right, let's bring it down for a second. We got a family.
I will-
We got the old ones here.
No, but let me tell you, that's fucking synagogue.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus, you have a boner at synagogue?
Unless you
Wait,
like, unless you have like a super orthodox. That's what it is. It's like, oh, let's get everything going. How is everybody doing? You feeling good? Okay, let's read for the spot.
So I can't stand when they do like the guiding voice or whatever. And now we're going to read from whatever.
Yeah.
Please open to the. It's like, oh my God, you're gonna put me to sleep.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos, Helmsbrook!
Good Shabbos.
What is that? I mean, I feel like this is my shul, right? You feel like my congregation. You don't sound like them, though. How about this? Can I get a Shabbat Shalom? Shabbat Shalom! That's what I'm talking about. What? That's where we should start. You understand? We gotta leaven that bread.
Let's take it down for a second. A couple notches. Let's take it down.
So yeah, he reaches in his coat, he grabs out 2 joints, and then he looks over to Phil, and he's like, hmm?
He's like,
You can't see my eyes, listeners, but yeah.
They were
They were
very
wide.
shifty.
And then Phil walks off, and
Justin gives shifty eyes.
Judd is like, oh, I'm gonna go check on Phil. I think he's sick or something like that.
Yeah.
So he tells his mom, and then they're gone for a while. And then Paul
I
comes.
wonder how long they were gone because it does take a bit for weed to like hit, and
they were still
get
smoking it, so it
Yeah.
hadn't have been. I would say maybe
swing low.
I like how
Sweet
Adam
jail.
Driver was just like, Dad was a stoner. And then what was the line?
It's
that-
it's
he's
it's
like, I think
He's like, it's
medicinal.
medicinal. He's like, it always is.
Here, you've been holding out on me.
What, this?
Where'd you get this? This is Dad's jacket. So,
Dad was a stoner?
no, it's probably medicinal.
It always is. Damn, I miss him.
Yeah, they were in there for a while because it was like a therapy session
Yeah.
with his older brother,
Yeah.
like laying on the.
I used to be
desk.
Yeah,
so
then
fun.
Paul comes in and catches him. He's like, "Is that weed? Like, you guys smoking marijuana?"
that. I think that interaction with the 3 brothers was one of my favorites because
I
it's
used
like
to be fun.
it's like no, you were never fun.
You want me to break it to him?
Yeah.
You were never fun.
The sprinklers
Well, at
come
least
on.
I'm consistent.
The sprinklers come on, and Phil is still trying to light
Dude,
the
that
joint.
I wrote that down. I love that every time. He's pouring water and he's still trying to light the joint.
What a dumbass.
I love how they're outside and somehow Adam Driver has a crown.
Yeah,
no
where
one
did he
has
get
a fucking
that?
crown.
It's from Burger King. It's paper. It's just paper.
Dedicated listeners will get that joke.
So even after everybody's evacuated the temple, and even Hillary, the mom, she's talking to, well, she says boner.
I know, I love
and
it.
he gets
They all
pretty
call
pissed
him
off.
boner.
Ben
He
Schwartz's
doesn't like
character.
being called boner, but that's what they call him.
He makes
when
one
he was
exception for somebody who has it worse. That's all.
Right. Who was that? Was that you?
So the next morning, or whenever it was, I'm assuming it was the morning, Annie tries to sneak downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
And
Catherine Hahn.
Yeah, she wakes up on top of Judd. And it's like he respects his brother, even though his brother is kind of like high and mighty. Like he was going to assume the worst. And he tries to talk her down, and then he tries to comfort her. It's like, I know you guys been or trying to have a kid, or whatever the conversation was. And then Paul comes down and chases him out.
Well, the thing is, I don't understand about that scene is, so Paul comes down the stairs and like Judd's consoling Annie, and he looks right at him and goes, "Hey man, what's up?" Like if you were doing something, you would act more,
hey,
yeah, like, oh God, oh, you know what I mean? And then Paul just gets irrational, and I mean, obviously it's from the years of Phil poking fun at the fact that they used to date and all that stuff, but.
I don't think it's just that, though. I mean, like, also that Tim himself wants to have a kid, too.
Yeah.
That's why they're trying.
Yeah.
Or at least trying to support her and continue. I feel like he's just being the bitch right now because she's the one leading.
It's funny that she's so desperate that, like, that's what she goes. She's like, oh, well, he ain't shooting blanks. Like, let's go.
Yeah. Well, they've had a history together.
Yeah.
And it's the same lineage.
Yeah.
If you want to call it lineage.
Right. You know, it's the same part of the tree.
Doesn't the kid walk downstairs?
Yeah, the kid walks downstairs first. That's what interrupts him. Oh, yeah. The consoling thing is later.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was right
never
after
mind.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And there's a couple different moments.
The kid
where
walks down first. Yeah.
They kind of have a little bit of a spark when in some of their conversations.
Right.
So.
Right. You can tell that there was a previous relationship
Right,
between
yeah.
these two people.
I feel like Judd has since, like, he's looked past that he's closed that chapter.
Oh, yeah.
And Annie has closed it, but hasn't sealed it.
She's closed the chapter, but not her legs.
Yes.
Bong.
Oh.
I get it.
Wrong one. Whoops.
Was it wrong?
After the solitude in the basement, the voicemail from Quinn, who is still at the hotel in room 346, which means to think positively and focus thoughts, dreams and goals in a positive path. He retreats to the roof for air and clarity with a cup of coffee to awaken, arrive, a most possible path. So they have like the little conversation on the roof when Tina finally comes out.
I like that. That's a nice spot. They frequent that in the movie.
Yeah.
Like one of the bedrooms opens up, like, what is that, above the garage or whatever?
I have a question about Jeremy.
About
they did
Jeremy?
do.
Don't point so.
Yeah, that was a very
Jesus.
aggressive point.
Well, at least he didn't look at you and like wink seductively.
Yeah, he's done that
I
twice to
almost
Lonnie.
prefer.
I feel like. Oh, did you watch this on a TV?
Around here?
I assume.
Did I watch it on a
Gives me
TV?
toys. He's
On a
winking
screen?
at me seductive.
Not a small
I
screen.
think he wants to fuck
I watched
me.
it on a big screen.
Okay.
Yes.
So on the roof, they did this weird zoom. Did that take you out?
No,
It was like a zoom that kind of like shifted and then rewrit itself.
I don't even
On which
recall
which
it.
part?
When they were on the roof.
Which part of
I think it is the nighttime one.
the nighttime?
Roof or roof?
Roof. Yeah.
Good boy.
Thank you.
I
it's-
don't
it's
even think
rough.
it didn't even like.
You read
So
that
it
in a
wasn't
book?
that awkward then
Yeah.
if you didn't notice it.
No.
Justin's just being a dick.
Yeah.
You.
Why did you? He pointed at me with fire.
That's what you did.
Yeah, that was more aggressive though, I feel like. Well, ring that bell.
So yeah, and then there was
No,
that
it's right
voice.
There you go.
Ooh, that comes through good.
PodTrap.
Yeah, it did. That was like, wow, I have an idea.
Okay, that needs to be incorporated in this podcast. What does that bell need to be rung for?
When Justin needs to wrap it up.
Oh.
I'm just.
Hello. So I can't mute that.
That does come straight into the
That is going to
microphone.
be when Justin goes a little long. We're gonna.
He takes it.
We will bring our own bells for her.
I'll bring a fucking tambourine. Anyway, so they're on the roof.
After that, that was when they went back to the hospital because Quinn had the little accident. And it's like, I hate this when people, especially like cheaters, especially like, well, her, most cheaters, I should say, when they try to apologize about it, it's
Move
like
away from the mic.
they're not apologizing because they did something. They're apologizing because
Or
they
just sneeze into it.
It's in my shirt.
Ew.
For the listeners, I have allergies, so.
But they're apologizing because they got caught.
Eczema.
It's like she's not sorry because she cheated.
Also, I don't understand why Judd didn't tell Penny that. Well, I guess he didn't really want to.
He didn't want to tell his family either. I mean, like
that's true. But Penny was like, I don't know if she like overreacted. Do you guys think she overreacted
at first,
finding out that she was pregnant?
I thought so.
It was a bomb on her too.
It was kind of
because Judd even went to apologize. She's like, "Nope, see you later. It was just sex. Blah blah blah. Fuck you."
Yeah, it didn't seem like her character.
Yeah,
to be
that's
that
one
way.
part I didn't like.
Yeah, and especially for somebody who had more of a crush on him than he did her.
Right.
It's like I think she was doing that as a defense mechanism to like show
that
she's
could
not
be.
really hurt.
That could be.
But
I could see that.
I can't believe you've brought up all these like crazy theories and you haven't got the Penny theory.
Penny for your thoughts?
Her name's Penny because she's innocent.
Yes.
Jeremy Ford Water.
Penny and Quinn both have two ends.
That's
and
true.
No, whatever. Damn it.
We don't have any ends on this podcast.
And that is a
I got two ends.
A coincidence.
We had to give that card back.
Oh,
that was last movie.
This is a very white movie. I don't think there's a black person in this movie.
Whoops.
Oh, there's not.
We went complete opposite direction.
Lemonhead was pissed off for how wrangled that black card was when we gave it back. So,
I don't
He's like,
think
you
we're gonna
got
be getting
Jew
that back.
all over this card.
Whoops. But yeah,
I see you chickened out.
don't say chicken.
I was looking forward to that. But
oh, okay.
Now he's there. Now he
Yes.
Okay. Probably wise, but
This guy.
Whoa. This
Brian.
This is
I
gonna
think
be
Brian
cut.
even goes. Seems like it was edited right there, and I'm like, yeah,
It
he
was.
probably dropped about 30 seconds of that conversation.
Wade ends up, getting Judd a coffee at the end.
I like how he just chucks it
Yeah,
on
he's
the
like,
ground.
"Fuck that." It's like I don't need your.
Oh, so you're gonna be a
bullshit.
dick?
It's like his gesture wasn't received.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't either. Like fuck that.
I wouldn't trust that coffee.
I wouldn't trust that coffee. I wouldn't trust him.
We got to think about it in the sense that how long's it been? How long ago did this deed happen?
That's a good point.
Wait, which deed?
6 months.
So
roughly.
You got to realize that the fact is done. The divorce has happened. If she's choosing to be
I don't
with
even
him,
think the divorce is final yet.
Yeah, it's not.
I think he just left her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like, the last time I saw you, you were naked with my boss.
Right. And if you truly want her
his
to,
side
if you truly
for the
want her
first
to
time.
be happy, you have to understand that at least he didn't just fuck her and leave, or she just fucked him and it wasn't a thing. At least they're trying to do
Right. That's one of the crazy things that helped me in my situation
Right.
is that they're married and have kids, so like it wasn't a complete just
Right.
random
Yeah. So like him
the other four were.
him being there. I mean, at least she cared enough to. Like, it's fucked up, but.
So there was a moment around the dinner table where they're trying to have a memory of their dad.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Judd cannot pull a memory. It's like he's so caught up with everything. Like everything is so tightly wound as he's unraveling that's probably like trapped deep inside of him. And his dad used to always work the transformer, the fuse box and stuff. And it seemed to be like after that, he got that spark and, like he went.
Literally.
Yeah. He went back
Twice.
and had this memory of his dad pretty much playing with him and stuff.
And calling him Jay.
Yeah. And he fell off
Like he
his bike
smoked
and he's
one.
like, you all right? So, yeah. He said he couldn't really remember anything after getting that spark. He remembered the time he fell off his bike, which is pretty much the child version of his current life. Like he told Quinn at the hotel lobby, he said, I was lost. He lost control. He fell off. His dad told him he took a spill and that things will be all right. The grieving is open and ready for him to get back on and get a better grip now. So,
which is
when he
advice
comes
he
to-
needed
Yeah.
in his life
Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
I thought that was also, well, when he actually did tell Quinn, like he was lost, I thought that
Mhm.
was a very emotional, and I guess for him as well. It's like he finally realized his fault, that it sort of was a bit of him too. But yeah, they do that awkward forehead thing. Philip has
That
this
Jeremy
little
cried
tutorial.
over.
I got teary-eyed.
Aishka.
No, it was emotional for sure because Judd was trying to sneak out at the end, which I like that he told that story to Penny about how he never takes that highway.
To go to Maine.
He stays on the same one, go to Maine, or it doesn't have to necessarily be Maine, but
Just go north.
whatever. And then you also get that little thing where Connie Britton's character leaves Philip, and he's like, he can keep the Porsche. He probably won't have it long. He always just leaves it with the keys. And like both of those situations like came together at the end for Judd to take the Porsche and go to Maine, basically. Yeah. I like that. I like little things like that. Like they plant little eggs and then they finally like hatch. That was a dumb reference, but I don't care.
Fuck out of you. You're trying to sound all philosophical like just
amazing. There is a capacity, a symbology capacity in here. So yeah, it's one of those movies that if it's on, I'll definitely watch it, but it's not something I'm probably going to, like, I want to watch this now.
I watch it all the time. I love it. But like I said, if you like it, like so I ranked, I have a list on IMDb of my top 50 movies of all time. And this is this is fourth all time, but it's behind Inception, Departed, The Dark Knight, and right after that is Saving Private Ryan. Like I feel like all 5 of those movies are like completely different movies, Yeah. And so I like a little mix, and I'm a big rom-com guy. Now it's probably leans more towards a rom-com than a drama, I guess. There's rom-com elements to it, even if it's just family, like romance, like you guys said, this looks like a family, like they act like a family, And so I don't know, there's just something comforting about this movie to me, and that's why I watch it so frequently.
It is a good warm blanket with pricks in it, the wrong pricks.
Well, sometimes warm blankets get too warm. You gotta kick them off every now and again.
Gotta have your feet out.
That was a burp.
Or you fart and you gotta air it out a little bit because you don't want to Dutch oven yourself.
Or you just fart in the microphone.
Or you do Dutch oven yourself. You're like, I'm sick as fuck.
Knock yourself out.
So you guys had it, what was it, 7, 8.5? And a 7.5?
Yeah.
So what would you change then?
Oh, it's a good question. I mean, like, it holds my attention, but it's not like so fast. The humor is there because it seems very real. I don't know.
What I would so like I have it a 10, so like it's hard when you have a movie at 10 that you would change things, but I would just put more of Judd's backstory. Why was he so safe with his decisions all the time? Like, why do you want to play it safe? And like more about what happened with the baby that made their relationship strained, that she went and fucked Dax Shepard. You know what I mean? Like
that too.
That would be what I would change.
I would also like to see
a little bit more Judd.
I'd like to see her get her comeuppance too.
Yeah, like hit by a bus or something. Like
accidentally though.
Well, no, she gives birth to the baby and she dies, and Judd has the baby and goes lives with Penny. That's how I think this ends.
That's a happy ending.
That's a happy ending to me.
Yeah.
Fuck that whore.
I would to
Quinn, not Penny.
To
Penny's
make this
great.
movie a 10 for me, I think I would add, and it's hard to pick, but there's not much to change. I would maybe just add a little more raunchiness to it.
That's fair.
Like
it is rated R, but I think it's because there's 27 F-bombs in this one.
Yeah, but I mean, there could have been more raunchy stuff added to some of the scenes.
Like you just wanted to see Jane Fonda's boobs, like actual nipple.
I'm sure
you could. I'm sure I could Google it and see it. But
she was was it Barbarella?
She was in Barbarella, yeah.
She's in a lot of things. I just watched her, and I took my mom for Mother's Day to see Book Club 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
You pervert. Why did you watch something like that with your mom?
I had to watch the first one. So I wanted to watch the first one so I knew the characters.
Oh.
Like, I don't want to go into a sequel and not know what's going on. And actually, I kind of enjoyed them. I gave it a 7.
They go to Italy.
They do go to Italy. It's great. And I think you would just like the Italy part of it.
Possibly.
Possible. They're cooking pasta. There's a part where it looks like they're fucking in this van or whatever, but they're really just going hard making homemade pasta.
Nice. I do have a little favorite, least favorite. So somebody says, "Don't."
Are they done? What would they change?
Oh,
for me, I like. For me,
yeah, this isn't your kind of movie. That's why I'm curious to see what you would change.
This is not my kind of movie, and
I like making you step out of your comfort zone.
The reason I like horror is it's simple and it's easy. Like you can take a story and you can fuck it up as much as you want. You could put as much catastrophe and you can throw as many swerves and as many red herrings into it. But at the end of the day, it's a 3-part story. And there's a beginning, there is a conflict, and a climax. And that's horror. That's basically comedy as well. And you really can't do that with drama. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like drama, is it's a very complex genre. And it's not that I don't appreciate it, I just don't like it. That doesn't make sense. I'm sure.
The climax can be like in the beginning or in the middle, but there's a few bridges that gets crossed.
No, it's not that. It's like you can have a perfect story. Like you can have like man meets girl, falls in love, conflict where man loses girl and loses girl to other guy. Man fights whole time to get girl back. And then at the end where he should win, he loses. It's not.
What if at the end...
But that's real life.
A monster kills her.
It is real life.
Then it's good.
But life isn't a good story.
No, that's true.
Like when you go for a cinematic adventure, sometimes you want to forget life and you just want to enjoy
That's why I love the
story.
Fast and Furious franchise. I literally shut off the real world and watch that movie.
It's a mob movie. They're mob movies.
But I will say this
Transformers.
This movie was sad where it needed to be sad and was happy where it needed to be happy.
It was Jewy where it needed to be Jewy.
It had just the right amount of Jew in it.
What's Justin playing?
It's too late.
Jeremy, would you change anything? Did you say?
I just said more raunchy.
Raunchy. That's right. I do remember that.
Like, I mean, kind of going off with Lonnie. I've had a busy few weeks.
Yeah.
So when I watched it, I probably would have. I mean, I liked it. It's just not something that I would. I don't know. Like it was a very intelligent movie. The writing.
I'm
was
not
awesome.
offended if you don't like rewatch this movie ever, just because it's one of my favorites. I mean,
I would eventually probably watch this. I think once it ruminates a little bit more, it's like.
I feel like this would be a movie like if you were in passing, like vacuuming or something, and it's on TV, you'd be like, oh yeah, I'll sit and watch a few minutes of this here
while holding your vacuum.
Yeah.
Oh no, turn off the vacuum. Sit down.
That's what the Roomba's for.
The
vacuums itself.
Yeah.
Symbolizes.
So he just makes sure it doesn't go in the dog poop.
Yeah. Ooh. But yeah, no. So favorite, least favorite. Somebody says, "Don't waste your money." I was so disappointed in this movie.
Well, Netflix charged it, I guess.
I was so disappointed in this movie and only went as my friend wanted to see it. The script, acting, and so-called humor were just terrible. I don't know how people can have any positive feedback for this boring, silly, and stupid film, which kind of doesn't make sense because it says it wasn't funny, but he says it was silly. Anyways, I continue. I am no prude, but why was there a need for such a gross script? A toddler pooping in his potty anywhere in the house is supposed to be
that's what he thinks is gross, let's send him a copy of Unemployed.
Yikes.
All I remember of this film...
Just the scene with me and Eric.
Staring down the barrel, yeah.
All I remember of this film is talk about boob, penis, and the F word, etc. Couldn't Jane Fonda and Jason Bateman get a better movie to appear in? I kept looking at the time.
Bateman loves this movie. He loves this script.
I kept looking at the time and couldn't wait for it to be over. The scenes were so immature and dumb slapstick. So if you're saying it's slapstick, then it's funny, right?
Where the fuck was the slapstick in this movie?
Yeah, it wasn't.
This guy is a guy who tries too hard to movie review.
Yeah. He's
seen like 4 movies.
There were no witticisms.
And one of them was Bambi.
He's like
clever scenes.
twirling his pencil mustache and pushing up his horn-rimmed glasses.
This was
fuck that guy.
He continues. He says there were no witticisms or clever scenes in dialogue.
I disagree.
Yes,
with
there
that.
was. All right. So the siblings smoking pot in the synagogue was ridiculous. Exactly. The young rabbi looked as though he was in junior high. That's what they made fun of him about. Even though I'm a secular Jew, still I found that the certain traditional scenes, like the funeral synagogue scene, etc., were very embarrassing and even insulting. That's what they made fun of. I mean, like, it was supposed to be a
This has
sort
to
of
be
insult.
like a fake review that somebody did just to...
Sitting Shiva after a death is to be taken serious, not the way it was portrayed in the silly film. Don't waste your money or time to see this stinker of a film. It's not even worth watching on DVD. Every scene is exaggerated and each character in the family is a caricature. The film is totally unrealistic. I was very disappointed with the weakness in all aspects of this movie. That was my favorite, least favorite,
Hold
because
on,
nothing of it
Let me
was...
tighten my bow tie before I drink some of this Pabst Blue Ribbon I just paid $11 for.
Are you able to look up like that person, all the reviews? Because I really would like to hear the reviews for a lot of things.
Let's see.
Like
What the fuck
Transformers,
does
cars,
scatological mean?
because cars don't transform into
chronological?
robots.
Scatological.
He's commented on La La Land.
What do you say about that?
So disappointed. I was
fuck
greatly
you.
looking forward to
I
this
hate
movie.
musicals, and I love that movie.
I had
that
read...
and The Greatest Showman.
What is this guy's
Hold on.
name?
Okay. Let me just read the
Oh God,
the title.
let's shit on this guy.
The Executive 2020 keeps you guessing. Entebbe.
Let's get this guy. We're going to get this guy as a guest for a movie review.
So I can
The Shape
fucking
of Water.
On La La Land.
Oh, what do you say
Hold
about?
on,
Hold
yeah.
on, hold on.
A total disaster.
Fuck what, bro? Do you know how much bean flicking there was in The Shape of Water?
Manchester by the Sea. He said, this film, another reason to turn off Hollywood.
Okay, Brian would agree with that.
fair.
Brian and Jen hate that fucking
Fair.
movie, and I hate them because they hate that fucking movie.
Holy shit, you got like a fucking New York accent through. I fucking hate
Jurassic
that.
World.
Fucking hate it.
Forgettable.
Okay, well.
Boyhood. Which was an amazing, like, that was the one where they, Beyond Disappointment.
Does he like any movies?
Yeah, what the fuck?
The Interview, he says, was a hilarious spoof.
Yeah, it's fucking...
There was one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen in my life.
It's not the worst, but it's not
Can
the
we
best.
contact this guy?
We can try.
We're gonna
What's
do
his
this
name? 'Cause
off.
fuck that guy, first of all.
Bad Grandpa. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
I agree. I hate that movie.
Yeah,
I hate
he's
that
right
movie.
there.
Gravity. Complete escapism for 90 minutes.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know.
Is that miscongeniality?
Escapism.
If you want a total break from the daily worries and
Miscongeniality in space. That's what Gravity was.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't really recognize some of the
Babe.
Jordan movies, so whatever.
I hated it because it reminded me of the capitalism of the bacon market.
Pigs don't talk.
Right?
Completely unrealistic. There's no
Save
way a
that
pig-
guy.
He shit on this movie. He
He
shit on Shape of Water. He shit on La La Land. Fuck that guy.
He ain't gonna shit on.
Did you say
Fuck that guy. Fart noise him.
stupid ass?
Yeah, give that fart.
I don't have
You
the
don't have
fart.
just the fart itself.
I have it on here, but I don't have it.
Just
What?
put it,
The whole point was
it in
to put
post. Put it in there.
Yeah, put it in post. Post fart that guy.
I'm gonna poo poo on you.
Fuck it, we're gonna do it in post.
I hate
All right.
that
Fuck
guy.
it, we'll do it live. John, work one up.
I'm trying.
Oh my yeah.
All right, Jeremy, what do you got?
Okay, so I've been back and forth
you're
with what
playing
I
that
wanted
already?
to do.
You gotta do the thing. The year thing.
Wow,
This is
John,
true.
you want to get upgraded to the soundboard?
Thank you.
So I there was a few movies I wanted to do, but I just didn't want to make everybody have to pay for it. So I went.
Right? That's how I felt about it.
I went through Netflix, didn't really find anything that was really exciting. So I decided to go with the movie that I actually have not seen, and it was on my list to see, but I didn't, it wasn't something that was on like a priority list, but this is now, it will be a priority to watch it. So it's on Hulu, and we will be watching 2021's Willy's Wonderland.
The movie is fucking fantastic.
Starring Nicolas Cage.
I love this movie.
Have you guys seen it?
The Wonka one?
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
How many Willy Wonka movies are there?
Yes, and yes.
This is not.
So Lonnie likes it.
Yeah,
I give
figured
it,
he was
I
going
give it
to.
a 10 right now.
I figured he was going to like this movie.
There's
And
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie Wonka,
this has nothing to do with Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer.
This is Five Nights at
Check it out.
Freddy's.
The trailer did it really good justice.
I got to
That's
look it
why.
up then.
Yeah, I
God,
gotta
this
look it up,
movie's
too.
so great. I'm so
I don't
happy
even
I
think
get to
I've
watch
heard
it like for a
Technically, I gotta watch
30th
it.
time.
Yeah, we
Just-
actually have to watch it.
Justin's gonna have a lot to say about this.
No.
Why do you
he
give me so
won't.
much homework?
movie.
I've tried not to.
Because I can control
Actually,
it
there
now.
is this is a movie that you will have fun with.
Don't I with all of them?
No, this one specifically.
I
What's it
feel
called?
proud.
Willy's-
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
I feel proud because people can't see this, but Lonnie, when I announced it, put both of his arms in the air in
I
celebration.
Judd Nelson this shit.
Yeah.
I did watch this.
I'll save
John-
you like it.
I'll save it.
John
like
is John is not as excited visually as I was.
What is your review?
Let's just do it right now.
I guess. Wow. 10.
All right.
Yeah, this is. Okay.
Thank you, John, for this movie. It was
Yeah.
good. I liked it. We got a
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Like I
overall
said,
8.5.
anybody I've recommended it to enjoyed it, and I saw the IMDb scores, which obviously aren't the end all be all of movies, but it's just kind of a gauge, you know. And I was like, man, that doesn't seem right to me. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Even Lonnie. Like if I get Lonnie to like a movie that I pick, that's pretty good.
You've done well so far. There's only been, like, discounting Justin, there's only been one movie I really haven't liked.
Alpha Dog.
Yeah, and that movie was
What?
fucking
That's so
garbage.
good. Did you write these reviews? What is that guy's name? Can we fuck that guy? I mean,
What do you mean?
fuck up that guy.
His name is Chatove.
Okay, well,
Chai Tove.
He's a fucking son of a bitch.
Chateau.
Yeah, that's probably how he says it too, with his fucking top hat and monocle.
Curling his mustache.
Monopoly guy cosplay.
Sir, you must go straight to jail. Do not collect $200.
La La Land, more like Caca Land.
17-year member of IMDb.
More like Poo-Poo Land.
But
anyway, this is where I leave you on Netflix right now. Go check it out. Let us know how you like it. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace, bitches.
Bye.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.